Welcome to ARDEX Answers podcast, where you'll find the latest and greatest on flooring, tiling and waterproofing, as well as general construction for the Australian building industry.
Welcome back to ARDEX Answers. I'm Monique Fenech from ARDEX, and joining us on the couch today is James Bradford. James is our Technical Services Advisor here at ARDEX. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
So our topic for today is types of screed, one that James is very knowledgeable on, so looking forward to diving in. So James, what is screed and what is it used for?
A screed is generally, you can get two different types of screed, engineered or sand and cement. So they're basically used to provide a flat surface to tile onto or other floor coverings to go onto. They're also used to build heights up in rooms to make up heights that are not correct, so you use them for that. A big thing they're used for is to create falls in wet areas and balconies and stuff like that, so that you get your water runoff correct.
How is screed prepared for application?
So your traditional sand and cement is literally washed sand and cement, and that's usually mixed on site. So you normally a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 mix. You wouldn't start going 5-to-1 because it becomes too weak, and you wouldn't really want to go any stronger than 3-to-1 because it'll become too strong and too hard to screed. Then you get engineered screeds, which are generally pre-mixed in bags. So they're all pre-proportioned with special additives and stuff in them. So they're normally provided in 20 kilo bags, and then you just empty it out and put the water ratio in that's stated on the back of the bag.
Oh, well, that sounds easier. So James, what are the differences between traditional sand and cement screed and engineered screed?
An engineered screed will possess a lot higher compressive strength, so they're a lot stronger than the traditional sand and cement screed. Because they're pre-mixed, pre-proportioned, they're generally like exactly the same every single time. As in a sand and cement screed, you've got to gauge it every time, like when you're doing it, you've got to gauge it out so you know that you're getting the same screed every single time. A lot of the times engineered screeds are rapid set, so you can waterproof them within 48 hours. So a traditional sand and cement screed, you've normally got to leave it 7 days minimum to cure, and that can depend on thickness and stuff like that. So they're the main differences to them. But engineered screeds can generally be a little bit more challenging to work with due to that rapid set nature.
Okay. And what about the drying time? How does the drying time of traditional sand and cement screed compare to that of engineered screed?
It's a big difference. So it's a big advantage for big commercial jobs where they're under the pump to get deadlines done and stuff like that, and they haven't got the time to wait for screeds to dry for 7 days because they've only got to wait 48 hours. A way around it with a traditional sand and cement screed are to use moisture barriers and stuff like that, but that comes at a lot extra cost on top to try and speed the process up.
Yeah. How do you know they're dry?
You get to know when they're dry by looking at them, because they'll change from like a dark colour into a light sand and cement colour basically by the end of it. So that's normally the way you tell. With an engineered screed, it's very similar. You get to know by the time you've done it for 20 years.
Yeah.
You get to know when they're dry.
What are the pros and cons of using engineered screed over traditional sand and cement screed in terms of installation?
It's more job specific, I would say.
What do you mean?
If it dictates that they need things to dry quicker, they haven't got the time frames available to leave it for 7 days, basically. So it's site specific where you'd use them. Yeah. You know, and if they dictate they want the higher compressive strength, they want all the other advantages that engineered screeds have over sand and cement.
Yeah.
So it is really job specific.
So do tilers use them both interchangeably, just depending on?
Yeah, they would. They'd use them interchangeably, again, to do with time frames and stuff like that. As I said previously, like they are quite challenging to use, as in, because once they're mixed, the engineered screed, you've got the drying time. They're rapid set, so you haven't got as much time to be able to play with it as you have with traditional sand and cement.
What should tilers consider when deciding between traditional and sand and cement screed?
The rapid set component. It can be a disadvantage because with traditional sand and cement, you've got a fair bit of time up your sleeve to be able to mix it, take it to where you need it to be screeded off. You could sit down and have lunch and you wouldn't worry about it drying out really. With an engineered screed, I always recommend people to try and mix it as close to where they need it as possible, so they're not wasting time carrying it all the way across a job site because as soon as you put the water with it, the chemical reaction happens and it's drying. So within an hour, you're going to struggle to screed it, and an hour is not really a lot of time. So you've got to be on the ball, fully set up, ready to go, and making sure that you're maximising the amount of time you've got to work with it.
Yeah, that's right. And no chance for redo. So say, for example, your fall's a little bit wrong and you need to get in there and make changes. No changes.
No changes, really. No, once it's gone off, there's no way of changing it. You can't screed it anymore. It's too hard.
Yeah, right. Are there any training courses on screeding at the ARDEX Academy?
We've got I run a concrete repair course here where we talk a bit about screeding and finishing and stuff like that. And we've also got a flooring course that's run by Fred, which is another one of our trainers. And he does screed a section in that. He uses our A48, I think he uses in that, which is our engineered screed. So he mixes it and shows everybody and then screeds it off in front of them to give them a little bit of an idea of how it works and how it feels.
Yeah, I think that's really important because it'll instantly show you how fast this rapid set is.
Yeah, it is. It will literally show them by the time he's screeded it and then finished the course. Within that hour, it's gone off. So it actually physically shows them how much time they've got to work with it. So it can be quite challenging, but there's some very good advantages to them as well.
Great. Well, James, thanks so much for sharing all your knowledge on screeds today, and look forward to some more podcast topics from our listeners out there. So fill in the form on our podcast channel and we'd love to answer those questions. Thanks for joining us, James.
No worries, thanks.
And bye for now.